moves to boost non-oil revenue, sets up committee to implement legacy projects. Rivers State House of Assembly insists on proceeding with impeachment process against Governor Fubara. Rivers High Court issues interim injunction, halts Governor Fubara's impeachment. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24, live from Abuja. I am your carrier, Clinton. The National Economic Council has resolved to deepen engagement with stakeholders to boost non-oil revenue in line with the federal government economic blueprint. The council at its maiden meeting in 2026 also approved the constitution of a committee on the implementation of the President's directive on the actualization of legacy projects. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jubila reports.
Chairman of the Council, Vice President Kashim Shettima, called for accelerated transition from oil to non-oil economy through competitive manufacturing, export diversification, and private sector investment.
There's a structural shift underway that deserves recognition. The non-oil economy has emerged as the backbone of our growth story. Today, it accounts for about 96% of GDP. And is expanding at roughly 4%. Services, agriculture, and other non-oil sectors are increasingly carrying the weight of the economy. More importantly, non-oil revenues now contribute nearly 3/4 of total government collections. This marks a significant, if gradual, departure from our historic dependence on volatile oil receipts.
The Legacy Projects Committee is chaired by Governor of Cross River State, while governors of Sokoto, Gombe, Niger, Abia, and Lagos are members, with ministers of Works, Transportation, and Permanent Secretary Budget and Economic Planning will serve as secretary.
To help with the issues arising from legacy projects and transformational projects in the Renewed Hope agenda, as well as projects that require cooperation between the different tiers of government, particularly land issues.
NEC also received a presentation on the economic priorities for 2026 by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, highlighting key reforms implemented by the Tinubu administration, including targeted programs that have removed distortions in the system, stabilized the economy, and put Nigeria on the path of sustained recovery and prosperity.
Hasn't happened in the last few years. The key priorities, according to that presentation, have to do with maintaining Nigeria's economic competitiveness through sound governance, improved availability and affordability of food, very critical, ensuring human capital development with improved social protection.
The presentation also reflected the country's current global recognition, which is reinforcing investor confidence in the economy, projected to grow at 4.68% in 2026. Council lauded the proposed World Bank Group Country Partnership Framework consultations, which among others expects to invest in young Nigerians, thereby delivering early results for Nigeria's children and the future of work.
How they intend to engage with Nigeria over the next 10 years, and he highlighted human capital development, resilience, and of particular note, early child. He indicated that their current portfolio of $17 billion, they will do more.
Also, the Council received update on Nigeria's tax reform laws presented by Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee. Council resolved to take a more robust engagement on the new tax regime at its forthcoming conference in February. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has departed Abuja to represent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at President Mamadi Doumbouya's inauguration in Guinea-Conakry. He's also billed to attend the 56th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. After his participation in the presidential inauguration in the West African country, the inauguration is scheduled to hold on Saturday, January 17th at the GLC Stadium, Nongo, Conakry.
President Mamadi Doumbouya. It goes a long way in showing the rich hegemony of Nigerian nation and, of course, commitment of Mr. President towards ECOWAS peace, towards ECOWAS security, to ECOWAS stability.
From Guinea, Vice President Shettima will proceed to Davos, Switzerland, to participate in the 56th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum 2026, scheduled to hold from January 19th to January 23rd, 2026. WEF 2026, under the theme, A Spirit of Dialogue, will bring together leaders from government, business, civil society, and the scientific and cultural communities to foster trusted dialogue, collaborative problem solving, and future-oriented solutions to shared global challenges.
Again, Mr. Vice President will be spreading the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President as it concerns global trade and partnerships. So it's going to be deepened, and then if you take into cognizance as today that for the very first time in the history of this country, we have about 47 billion US dollars as our foreign reserve, unprecedented in the history of this country. You know, so it tells you about the renewed hope in policies and initiatives that Mr. President is bringing on board and how it is succeeding and what we are banking in. So, as of today, look at the initiative, the ease of doing business. We've opened up the economy. Mr. President has put almost everything on the table to ensure that, look, when you think about investment and globalization in terms of trade, that Nigeria should be your next destination. And this is the same message Mr. Vice President will be exporting out there in Davos.
The Vice President is expected to return to Nigeria at the conclusion of his engagements in Davos. The Rivers State House of Assembly says it is still going ahead with the impeachment process against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu on the grounds of gross misconduct. Nkiru Onyejisi reports that this was at a briefing which was immediately followed by House sitting presided over by the Speaker, Martin Amaewhule.
The Deputy Speaker, Dumle Mao, says the impeachment process has nothing to do with ethnicity, but constitutional, especially as the governor and his deputy has gone against Section 188 of the Constitution. Other lawmakers also reiterated their commitment to ensuring they carry out their constitutional duties for the progress of the state.
We concluded that there is indeed the need to proceed. This is a decision of all of us, including members who had the opportunity to address the media few days ago and those who had already decided not to proceed but changed their positions. Our decision to proceed is informed by the following. 1, the governor and the deputy governor do not have any intention to stop disobeying the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as altered.
Earlier this week, 2 House members had a press briefing and they appealed with their colleagues to step down on the impeachment process. Similarly, again, a few days ago, 2 other of their colleagues had a press briefing and also pleaded for a political solution.
The governor and deputy governor are ignoring us. And regarding the House of Assembly, to the background.
The members unanimously voted in support of investigation of allegations of gross misconduct against Governor Fubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odu. Speaker Martin Amaewhule decried that the voting clearly shows the decision of the House and called on the state chief judge to set up a panel of investigation.
The State House Assembly saw that investigations against allegations of gross misconduct leveled against President South State of Governor of Rivers State should proceed with the next level of this investigation.
Sitting has been adjourned to next week Tuesday in Port Harcourt, in Nkiru Onyejisi. NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Rivers State High Court, sitting in Oyibo local government area, has stepped into the escalating political crisis in the state, issuing an interim injunction that temporarily halts further action on the impeachment process against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odo. In a ruling delivered in Port Harcourt, the court restrained the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Martin Amehule, alongside 32 other defendants, including the Clerk of the House and the Chief Judge of Rivers State, from taking steps aimed at advancing the impeachment process. The order also bars the Chief Judge, Justice Simeon Chibuzo Amadi, from receiving, forwarding, considering or acting on any request, resolution, or impeachment-related document from the House of Assembly for the purpose of constituting an investigative panel pending the determination of the matter. The injunction is to subsist for 7 days. The order was granted by Justice Florence Fiberesima following the hearing of a motion ex parte filed separately by Governor Fubara and his deputy. In the two suits, the court also granted the claimants leave to serve the interim order and other originating processes on the first to the 31st defendants by posting them at the gate of the Rivers State House of Assembly quarters. The court further directed that the Chief Judge, listed as a 32nd defendant, be served through any staff of the judiciary at his chambers within the High Court premises. Justice Fiberesima thereafter adjourned the matter to January 23, 2026 for hearing of the motion and notice, as the legal battle over the impeachment move shifts from the political arena to the courtroom. The Ministries of Defense and Interior are set to establish a high-level ministerial platform that will meet periodically to proactively address emerging security challenges across the country. The Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, stated this during a working visit to the Ministry of Interior. General Musa described the Interior Ministry as a critical pillar in ensuring Nigeria's safety, security, and national development, assuring that both ministries will strengthen strategic collaboration in the fight against internal security threats and the defense of the nation's territorial integrity.
We want to build a stronger, more seamless and institutionalized framework for collaboration in the interests of Nigeria's peace and stability, which we feel and we believe is the way out. We recognize the complex and evolving security challenges facing our nation. These threats often originate or manifest internally but have external dimensions, and vice versa. There is no one single organization that can achieve this alone. Yeah. We must work like a team. I have confidence that a stronger alliance will significantly enhance national security, public safety, and citizen confidence.
If you cannot protect your border, then obviously you cannot guarantee the safety of your people. So the issue of the border is one area that we really need to actually work very closely together on. We're not here to compete with the military. We're here to complement and to offer support. We're here to work together and to ensure that there's a robust handshake between our various agencies.
On threat assessment, General Christopher Musa called for increased deployment of technology, enhanced joint operations, and improved intelligence sharing. He also urged Nigerians to remain patriotic and support national security efforts by promoting the image and unity of the country. This is the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. We'll be back with more reports after the break. Stay with us.
Season's greetings from all of us at Erisco Foods. The festivities are already in the air, and we'd like to especially thank you for your continued patronage of Erisco Foods, the only tomato brand to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the federal government of Nigeria. With our proud Nigerian products and services, we have continued to create thousands of jobs for our people and for the growth of our economy. Thank you, our esteemed customers, distributors, and partners. Yes, the taste of Nigeria is the taste of celebration and the taste of goodwill and good cooking. We care for your good health and long life. So cook right and eat healthy to live longer. Always buy Erisco products. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And the National Productivity tomato paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the Federal Government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness, great quality and great taste. So eat healthy to live longer. Use Erisco tomato paste and products. 100% natural tomato. Better food now. Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount. Erisco tomato paste, the taste of Nigeria.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
This is NTA News 24.
Many thanks for being there. Nigeria's healthcare system is set for consolidation and transformation in 2026 as government and stakeholders advance reforms to strengthen primary healthcare delivery and financial accountability. Dr. Muyi Aino, Executive Director, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, believes the recently implemented Primary Healthcare Financial Act is central to this drive, introducing automated systems to track funds from allocation to impact, ensuring transparency and curbing leakages across facilities nationwide. Lydia Sampson tells us more.
As part of the robust transformation, emphasis on patient-centered care is also gaining momentum, with digital records and data-driven service delivery expected to improve patients' experience, continuity of care, and clinical outcomes. Gaston Good Morning Nigeria acknowledged health authorities are intensifying efforts to integrate the informal sector into the National Health Insurance Scheme, expanding access and affordability for millions outside formal employment. However, there are still some hurdles to cross.
This is the year where we do a number of things. One is to consolidate on the direction that we have now established. Of course, we have now shown what needs to be done where. This is the time to bring in non-state actors. In increasing the number of facilities, we solved for equity, and right now we're at 13,500 that are basic healthcare provision supported, and that's what we want to implement this year.
In addition, government plans a major boost for domestic pharmaceutical manufacturing. New investment incentives and public-private partnerships aim to reduce import dependency, enhance medicine availability, and shield the country from global supply shocks.
Every earning of the government into one pool, at least 1% of it, has to be dedicated to this revenue fund. Now, be able to take care of emergency care system, be able to take care of infant, maternal, child health care system, we're able to take care of, immunization and vaccination and the lot.
The medical experts are optimistic 2026 could mark a turning point in Nigeria's journey towards a sustainable, efficient, and inclusive healthcare system where technology, transparency, and local capacity work together to deliver better outcomes for every citizen. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The leader of the All Progressives Congress in Niger State, Governor Muhammad Umaru Bago, has flagged off the electronic registration of members with a pledge to fast-track the exercise before the expiration date. Hussein Amusa reports that the governor also enjoined party stakeholders to support the exercise and ensure that it covers the nooks and crannies of the state.
electronic registration of members from the All Progressive Congress is in line with the recommendation of President Bola Tinubu to build a strong and organic party capable of mobilizing Nigerians to support the party at all levels. The digital registration process captures a detailed demographic data including gender, occupation and age, even as it ensures data integrity through linkage to members' phone numbers as well as national and voter identification numbers. Governor Muhammad Umar Bago, who applauded the lawmaker representing Niger East Senatorial District for supporting the exercise, urged other party stakeholders to commit time and resources to ensure success of the e-registration.
Things have passed now, whereas people will say they are taking it to court to say I'm not a registered member of a political party. With this e-registration, it's made it very, very easy. It makes it very flexible, it makes it more sustainable, for the party. This is a good initiative.
We want to have accurate data of our members and also to strengthen our existing structures of the party.
The major problem most of the people are complaining of is the NIN. And now what we are trying at the party level is to generate NIN for everybody. Now we are going to use that form to register them.
The exercise, which is a major step to reform the party, is scheduled to end on 30th January 2026. Emena Hussaina Musa, NTA News.
And as Nigeria marks 2026 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day, the national chairman of the Boot Party, Sunday Adenuga, has called on government authorities to move beyond ceremonial tributes to more focus on the welfare challenges facing Nigerian soldiers and their families, paying tribute to the courage of Nigeria's fallen heroes as well as the men and women currently serving on the front lines. Adenuga said Nigerians stand in solidarity with their families who share in the sacrifice. The Boot Party chairman noted that while Nigerians have witnessed improved momentum in counter-terrorism efforts since late 2025, progress on the battlefield must be matched with progress in barracks, hospitals and soldiers' homes. He called for swift payment of retired soldiers' pensions, better access to quality health care for serving and retired personnel, as well as improved housing and living conditions for military families, among others. The Boot Party, Adenuga says, reiterates its commitment to advocating for policies that place soldiers and their families at the center of national defense planning. This is the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Here's a recap of our top stories. National Executive Council moves to boost non-oil revenue, sets up committee to implement legacy projects. River State House of Assembly insists on proceeding with impeachment process against Governor Fubara. And Rivers High Court issues interim injunction, halts Governor Fubara's impeachment.
This is NTA News 24.
The federal government has approved the establishment of a national task force on clinical governance and patient safety to tackle preventable deaths and improve the quality of healthcare delivery across Nigeria. A publication from the Ministry of Health says the move comes amid growing concerns over medical errors, poor patient outcomes, and declining public confidence in the health system. The task force is designed to strengthen accountability, improve clinical standards, and reduce avoidable harm in both public and private health facilities. Officials say poor quality care accounts for a significant proportion of preventable death in low and middle income countries, including Nigeria. Despite recent gains in access to health services, aligned with the Nigeria Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative and the Health Sector Strategic Blueprint 2023 to 2027, the task force will develop national frameworks, standards, and monitoring systems for clinical governance and patient safety. Its work will include incident reporting, quality improvement, workforce capacity building, patient engagement, and enforcement of ethical and professional standards. The task force, with an initial renewable tenure of 12 months, is expected to meet at least monthly and will coordinate efforts across federal and state governments, regulatory bodies, professional associations, and the private sector. And that concludes the News Desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Eucharia Clinton.